I want to welcome everyone again to the Grundy County Sheriff and Mayoral Forum Debate. It's sponsored by GCTV6 and the Cumberland View. My name is Randy Smith. I'm going to be your moderator for this afternoon's event. We've already heard from the sheriff candidate. Now we're going to talk with Mr. Lee Harper, who is a candidate for county mayor. I want to go over the rules once again for the forum debate. The debate is in forum format. It's going to be staged in a way that does not promote or advance one candidate over another. It allows the candidates to appear concurrently in a medium where ideas and views on particular issues are exchanged. The debate will be transmitted live and periodically replayed on GCTV Channel 6 until the general election. Each candidate will be given a 3-minute opening statement and a 5-minute closing statement. Each candidate will be given 2 minutes to answer a question. They are allowed 4 with 30-second rebuttals during the forum. And as we had during the first part, probably not going to have any rebuttals since there's not a second candidate here. The timekeeper will give each candidate a 15-second cue card to wrap up the answer, and at the 2-minute mark, a time cue card will be raised. I will cut off comments at that particular time. Today's questions have been provided by the Grundy County citizens, and we again ask you to save your applause for the end of the forum. Now let's begin. Of course, Aubrey Lee Harper is a candidate for the county mayor at Grundy County. We're going to give him his opening statement, which is 3 minutes. So it's yours.
Thank you. And I want to just thank everyone for coming out and thank GCTV6 and the Cumberland View. Really appreciate this opportunity to come out today. I'll scoot this just a little closer here. I want to just introduce myself. Again, my name is Aubrey Lee Harper, and I want to introduce my family. I'm married. We've been married 25 years. My wife's here with me, Melinda Roberts Harper. I only have one of my 3 daughters here. Chloe, she's here. She's my 13-year-old. I have a 22-year-old and a 19-year-old daughter as well. And my mother-in-law is here. That's yay. Miss Linda Roberts of Altamont. We make our home out in the Skymont community where we have a small farm. I'm a 1985 graduate of Grundy County High School. Not this building. I graduated from the old high school building. This is the new one. Went on to college, have a bachelor's degree in marketing from Middle Tennessee State University, and have a master's degree in business administration from Regis University. Spent 20 plus years in manufacturing, working for 3 major corporations, and I've spent the last 6, almost 7 years in small business. It's for this reason that I had many people that had approached me and asked what would I think about running for county mayor, and this goes back December, January, 6 and 7 months ago. And we give it some thought, talked to my wife a lot, and we filled out our papers and have entered the race. And the reason that I'm running is I feel that I have the education and the experience and the qualifications that is needed here in Grundy County. It's this experience and the qualifications that I'm going to put to work for this county. I feel that for too long we've run without the leadership that is really needed, and I feel that I can bring that leadership through my education and especially through my work experience to Grundy County so that we can get back on budget and move forward and make this a great place that I know it can be. I mean, we have lived in other states, and really we could live anywhere that we'd want to live, but we choose Grundy County as our home. We've been back here almost 7 years, bought a little farm, and this is where we're going to stay, and we want this to be our home. And I feel that this place is like none other, and this is where we want to be, and that's why I'm running for county mayor.
All right. First question for Lee Harper is, what is the biggest challenge facing Grundy County today?
Wow, just the single biggest challenge. We have a budget issue. I mean, we have financial issues. We have leadership issues. We talked, or was mentioned in the sheriff's debate, you know, one of the first questions was the drug problem. I mean, we have issues in drugs. not just this county, but other counties are surrounding us. So we have a lot of issues that we face, none of them insurmountable, but it's just going to take some leadership to solve these problems. But let's just focus on the budget, and that was talked a lot about. Currently, we have got to get back to fiscal responsibility. We have got to get back to a budget and managing that budget and working to that budget. For too long, we have run without a budget. We'll do things by appropriation, or we'll do things by continuing resolution. It's time to focus back on a budget. Look at what we have coming in and budget that money appropriately. And as we see where maybe some money is not being used properly here, we'll move it to another area. This is really just simple management. So the same things that I did in the corporate world, it's the same thing that you'll do at the county level. You will just manage our money and manage our money appropriately. And I think that's where we're going to start. We'll start with managing money, and then we'll attack our other problems that we have.
Okay. Specifically, what kind of jobs and industries will you target to bring to the county, and how are you going to accomplish it?
Okay. This county, and it's interesting, just talking to someone today about all the industry that is located around Grundy County. We have major automotive manufacturers. I mean, Volkswagen just moved to Chattanooga. We have a new expansion in Winchester with the Nissan facility. You got the existing Nissan in Smyrna, Kia, and I mean, that's just automotive. We have textile down in Winchester. There's all types of manufacturing located all around us. My background is manufacturing, and I'm going to approach these major manufacturers who are looking for their supply base to be more local. I mean, that's just part of manufacturing. That is what we do in manufacturing, is that you like for your supply base to be closer to you. And so what we're going to do, and what I'm going to do, is I'm going to approach the major manufacturers, not as a politician, but as someone that speaks the language, that has the experience, and show them what we have here in Grundy County. We are a prime manufacturing location. We have labor, we have land, we have all the things that a manufacturer is looking for their Tier 2 and Tier 3 suppliers. And I'm going to approach them and go to work with them, doing the same capacity that I used to do in my manufacturing experience. Go and then target these suppliers, show them what we got, and bring manufacturing to Grundy County. Once we get some manufacturing and we get some higher tier jobs here, we will then see our service industry start to grow. We'll start seeing restaurants, and we'll start seeing other services that will grow here. But we're going to have to start, I believe, with manufacturing, and I'm confident that we can make this happen. I'm really confident.
All right. Due to the precarious financial position that Grundy County is in right now, how do you think you would keep Grundy County out of bankruptcy?
Well, let's go back to problem number one that we talked about in question number one, and that's the budget. It all hinges with a budget. To keep us out of bankruptcy, I mean, we just have to manage what we've got coming in. This is how we run a business. This is how we run our households. We know how much money we got coming in, and then we're going to budget money appropriately. Now, the county is different than a manufacturer or a business in the fact that we have to provide services, and these services we will provide out of the money that we got coming in. So it has to be budgeted appropriately. Now, we heard in the first debate Mr. Baker talking about, working directly with the mayor. The mayor has to provide leadership with each of the departments within the county, whether it be the sheriff's department or the road commissioner or any of the other departments, or education, like the school building we're setting in here. Each one of these have to present to the mayor what their requirements are, and then the mayor has to, through a leadership format, work these things out with the budget that you have. And the budget has to be established. For too long, we've managed the county without the budget. And we'll run over here and pull money here, or do a continuing resolution here. What we have to do is we have to get grounded and get ourselves on a budget, and this budget will be developed from what we have coming in. If we do that, I don't believe we have to worry about a bankruptcy situation. And if we provide the services that we need to provide, we will not have to worry about a bankruptcy situation. We just have to manage properly the money that we have.
How would you handle county departments, including the school board, when they go over budget?
Well, we're going back to the budget. This is something that I believe that the county mayor cannot sit back and once a quarter call up the school superintendent and say, well, how's it going over there? Or call up the road superintendent and say, well, how's it going on in your department? Or the sheriff, how's it going? The county mayor has to be actively involved and actively engaged in each one of these departments. And you have to stay engaged in each one of these departments. Now, I'm not talking about micromanaging here. I'm not talking about getting into those departments and trying to tell them how to run them. I'm just saying that you have to be well-versed in what's going on. If you know what each department is doing, then you're going to start to see overruns. If you're visiting and in constant communication, and communication is the key here, if you're in communication with them, whoever the department head or chair or director may be, then you'll be looking out for these things that are potentially causing problems. And so it's kind of like the old saying that Barney Fife used to use, nip it in the bud. Well, we're going to nip it in the bud. As things are starting, if you're starting to see overruns in a certain area, we're going to address those areas. Now, no budget's ever perfect. You'll never get it right the first time. But what you have to do is you have to work it. And you have to, and that's where it goes back to the leadership. You provide leadership and working with each one of the departments to make sure that the money is being appropriately used, that they have enough, they have what they need to provide the services that is required for this county. And I want to just stress that we are going to provide the services that this county needs.
Let's get away from the budget just a minute and talk about something else. Okay. All right. What would be your solution to the homeless animal population in Grundy County?
Well, that's not a question I expected. The homeless animal population. I tell you, maybe in past years I might not have been as soft-hearted as I've gotten a little age on me now. But I'll give you an example of what happened just in Altamont, maybe 2 days ago. As I was in Altamont, there behind the old school building, there were 2 dogs that apparently had been just dropped off. Friendly dogs come up to you. I went about my daily routine and was working, and I noticed as I left the house, or as I left work, those 2 dogs were still running around and they were chasing cars. You know, and I felt sorry for them, and I knew that I shouldn't put them in my truck and bring them home. So to answer that question, we do have, and it's kind of ironic that you asked it. We do have an issue there, and that is something that other counties, other cities, they have departments, they have humane societies, they have ways of addressing that. And honestly, that's something that we're going to have to find ways in our budget. We can't get away from the budget. We'll have to find ways of addressing. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be all county money. There's a lot of volunteer organizations, and I know a lot of individuals that are very much involved in animal shelters and other programs. And so this is just one of those tasks that needs to be addressed, and that I feel we can address, and we can address it adequately.
All right.